Good evening, everybody. Let me get this. That was the one I want. There we go. Down below, there's the banner with the email on tacticalfaucet@gmail.com or http://www.mouseparty.live, and that'll get you to where you can submit suggestions, comments, or Gorn if you want to send Gorn. And let me get my comments up there. We go. How's it going, DJ?
It's going well, boss. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. And how are you doing, Baron?
The night is young, and I'm awake.
You just got to make it about an hour and a half or so, because it's 80 degrees in here. So I've got a fan in the doorway over there for the laundry room's right over there. And so I get a little bit of the air conditioning from inside the house blowing at me. But it's still kind of warm out here. But other than that, pinned to the top of the comments is a link to the community tab where the weekly polls are there. There's the I forgot to call this one up. There you are. So this week's poll was best classic cartoon, and it only let me put 4 options instead of 5 options. I don't know if that's because of the new feature with the pictures, where you can add pictures to the poll, or I was doing it from my phone real fast at work. So I'm not sure. But so the options were Bugs Bunny, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, or Scooby-Doo. And Bugs Bunny ran away with it, 55%, which I kind of expected. Second place was Scooby-Doo. Third place was the Flintstones. And coming in last was the Jetsons. Let's take a quick look at the comments. Karen Woodson said, love them all, but hands down, the bunny rules. Abigail says, got to pick Scooby. I grew up with them. Also, the Supernatural crossover was great. PNW Woods said, Bugs all day. He also is the most powerful in that he can break the fourth wall and go off screen. MC said, I think the reason the Jetsons are doing so poor, no promised jet cars by now. That could be. Sergeant Joe Smith said, loved them all as a kid, but Scooby-Doo was favorite. G Webbs was shocked and amazed you could use photos and polls now. He said Scooby. Music Logic said Bugs owns it. Fiend Dog 27. Steamboat Willie, so Mickey Mouse. Well, the pre-Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. And Baroness VG said Jetsons.
Yep. Rosie the
Hey,
robot.
You can like what you want to like. Nobody else has to like it. I liked them all. As a kid, I watched them all. It is kind of funny how you see on Instagram or whatever, YouTube, where people make comments about Bugs Bunny, where the kind of videos where it's you missed this as a kid, or they talk about adult jokes. What Bugs Bunny was not a kid's cartoon originally. It was in between movies. They would play the Looney Tunes. So they were, there's adult jokes in it because it's an adult cartoon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look. Who was out there? Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog was out there quite a while ago. At 5 o'clock. Mandatory carry. Smaggy. Schmaggy. Wesley Foster. DJ. PNW Woods. Pink Panther. And Ozzy Osbourne. And G Webs. He's asking, how did I do the photos? It was just an option.
Could you do one live?
Well, I should have. I was gonna do the poll that I just put up live, and I should have done that. But so let's pretend like we're gonna do one. If I click on poll, so it might just be from mobile because I did it from my phone. Because it doesn't have the option here. I got my phone in my pocket. Let me see if I go there with my phone. And I know this is riveting for everybody, but
Everyone remember the Jetson Flintstones crossover? That one was pretty good.
yeah, that was a movie, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, so let me back up. So on my phone, on the app, yeah, it's not going to show up very well. Schedule posts. And that takes you, yeah, you can't see this at all, can you?
Kinda.
Schedule post.
It'd help if we make you full screen.
So schedule a post, and then I click on schedule a post. That takes you to that screen, and then down there you got your two choices of a poll or adding a photo. Click on the poll, and that gives you the option, which you can't quite see, for the photos.
Yep. So they must have not rolled it out to desktop yet.
Yeah. So that's
It's
how I
rare
did it.
that there's an advantage to using a mobile. That may be the first one I've ever run into.
Oh, let me get. I guess we can close that out. We're all done with you. Oh, no, we weren't done with that. Let me add that back in so I can go from chair and back up. And I put up a new poll for the Let's Build a Rifle project, and should we keep it mainly Aero Precision parts? Yes, won out by 4%, so it was 52 to 48. Keep it Aero Precision parts. So we'll keep it Aero Precision parts, but that kind of limits what we're going to do. And that's not every single part's going to be precision, because it's just kind of based a little bit on availability. But and so I put out a new poll. What barrel length? 10 inch, 16 inch, 18 inch, or 20 inch? And so we've got 4 votes in right now, and 16 inch is winning. So 2 of you have voted so far, but we'll let this run for however. I think on Wednesdays we'll end polls and add polls, so everybody can see what's going on. And so we can go ahead and close that out. There we go.
That was loud.
Let me go back up to comments. Back up there. There we go on.
Yeah, I'd need to see the ballistics for 450 Bushmaster. See what performance you get out of the different barrels.
Yeah, I don't care which one, but so I'm fine with leaving it up to everybody. It's not. There's not a purpose other than to build it. So I don't need it to do a certain thing. So for me, it's not. I'm okay with whatever everybody decides. But Woods was saying that George Jetson was born in 2022. "100 years after 1962. In the show, he's 40, so he was born this year. X-Adam1 is saying Donald Duck was my favorite character. We had the same temper back in the day.
So I guess if we live long enough, we can be the old farts in the Jetson universe. All right, the old people.
You can be Spacely.
Yep.
Pink is saying I've got a Facebook reel saved where Bugs goes up against 2 gangsters. The F word is used more by them than I say it. He's done that a couple times, gone up against gangsters. I'm trying to think of the Babyface something or other, where the gangster hides with Bugs after robbing a bank.
I haven't seen that one.
Finster, Babyface Finster. That's what it is.
He has the huge hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically ends up beating the crap out of him. Once he figures out he sees him shaving and smoking a cigar. So Bulldog made it back. It's asking how everybody is. I'm doing pretty good. And Jetsons is a spinoff of the Flintstones. Pretty much, yeah. The future Flintstones. Flintstones was the first primetime cartoon when it came out. because it was another adult cartoon, and it played it. I don't know what the original time slot was, but it was at night.
Yeah,
What
there's
do
a
you think of
connection.
the John Goodman movie?
I didn't see it. Max Adams saying to make sure he wants me to show my bank. No, thank you.
Yeah, can you
I'll
show us
show you.
your authenticator app that you have?
I'll show you my. Oh, can't see it. My lock screen. There you go. You can see my lock screen. Anybody tell me what that says? What's that say right there? Oops. Anybody? Anybody?
Send help now.
Said
So there's a
Barron's holding me
connection.
hostage, right? Send help.
So I was going to comment on the connection that I didn't know about until I looked up, because I knew that Mel Blanc did voicing for a bunch of the Looney Tunes characters, including Bugs Bunny. I did not know, however, that he also did the voice for Barney Rubble. And check this out, in the Jetsons, he did Cosmo Spacely. So that man was all over the place in cartoon lore.
He was. I just saw the other day, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was some of the World War II training films where he did the voice of. I can't remember the character's name, but basically he was a private that was a screw up, and they were films on how to not screw up. Bulldog's asking, are we going to do Gordon tonight? Sure, we can always do Gordon. If you send it in, we'll show it a little bit later. And X Adams saying, do we get to vote on whether to Cerakote it pink? We'll vote on that later. I've got some ideas. And he's saying, how about a 30-inch arrow? Probably not.
It'd need to be in a different cartridge.
I'd have to JB weld a couple together. So mandatory carry, I think, is going to go to bed. So, well, have a good night. No, you can send it. You can send it in. That's why I've got one of the reasons I've got the email scrolling down there. We've shown it. When people send them in, we'll show them whether whatever you send in within reason. Whatever you want to send me a picture of. M. Gabriel's out there saying zip homosexuals, and Sergeant Joe Smith. Says Jetsons, Back to the Future promised me flying cars and hoverboards by now. I want my hoverboard. And Woods is touting the Aero Precision. I am a fan of Aero Precision. I have a few Aero builds that I've done while using Aero lowers. I really like their lowers, and I like that they're local. They're about 20 minutes north of me and even closer to Woods, I think.
Smeggy's got some good info out there. He's got the velocity for the barrel lengths.
Did I miss it?
It's from 1047.
There it is.
So that's the 16, the 18, and the 20 inch. So
Yeah,
it goes down with the 20. It's all done burning powder, and it starts slowing down.
I'm not too surprised by that. That's a big fat round.
Yep.
Two live moves out there. No, it does not say movies.
M. Graybill's got a good idea.
X Adam says FJB in Japanese. No, it does not. So, where are we looking?
1049.
And
All the way at the bottom.
the Gunman meme review.
We go through the meme channel.
Yeah, we can do that tonight. We can do
There's
that
some good
in a
ones
little
in
bit.
there.
And M. Gabriel's saying, is that 450 Bushmaster? Yes. I've wanted one for a while. And so I decided to build one and then thought, well, if we put some of the decisions up for a vote, it'd be kind of fun to see what we end up with. So we're going to see what we're up with. And I tried to explain to my wife that I'm going to start. I was going to do this build, and she said she didn't want to know. So I told her, hey, I tried to tell you. She said she didn't want to know what I was spending money on. And I told her, well, so this is now your fault. I tried to tell you. You didn't want to listen. Which she didn't like that answer. Tim S. is out there. What's going on, Tim? And X Adam, no. He's asking, do we get to pick the caliber? The caliber is set. The two set parameters was it's an arrow lower and it's 450 Bushmaster. But most of everything else, I'll give everybody options to vote on. And 450 is a straight wall case. I bounced back and forth for a while on 450 Bushmaster or 50 Beowulf. But 450 it's easier to get parts and ammunition. So I kind of went with that. And X Adam saying they don't have 450 uppers. They do. They have their XL series, which will accommodate 450 Bushmaster, 458 SOCOM, and 50 Beowulf.
Yeah, they just don't have complete ones, right? You got to build it yourself.
Yeah, I think so. But that's what I was going to do anyway, so that we could vote on different parts.
You got all the tools?
Yep.
Barrel wrench and stuff?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, it's not my first build. Pink is saying kind of wants 458 SOCOM. I did kind of look at that for a hot minute and did some reading up on people comparing them, and again, I went with the Bushmaster just because of the availability of stuff. Let me do this real quick. Wait, there it is. And now, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 245 pounds, standing an astonishing 5 feet 10 inches tall, the reigning U.S. middleweight late night firearms champion, Guns and Barbecue.
Woo! I'm too wired than more potatoes.
How's it going, Barbecue?
Not bad. Just got woken up by the dogs because something went bump in the night. So, grabbed the bang and just But yeah, so I just sat here and listened real quick and didn't hear anything else. I was like, don't know what that was, but whatever. So then I was like, oh, Floss is still alive. So check that out. So yeah, here you're talking about your arrow build.
Yeah. So everybody, I closed out the poll on the whether to keep it mostly arrow or not, and then keeping it mostly arrow kind of nudged out. So it'll
How
Yeah,
close
I
was
like
it?
48 to 52
Whoa.
to keep it mostly arrow.
Well, if I voted on that, I'd vote for keeping it mostly arrow.
Well, that is when I decided to build a rifle. That's what I was going to do, is kind of do an arrow build before I decided to put stuff up for vote. So it's kind of neat to keep it all arrow for me, because it's local company and all that, but it limits the options on what we can do. Was the only drawback.
Yeah,
But like I said, I since I put stuff up for vote, I'm fine with what everybody votes for.
I like it. I still need to do a arrow LR308 build.
I've kind of thought about the AR-10 builds, but I don't know. Just because you've got your two standards, and then they're not. A lot of stuff isn't interchangeable.
Yep.
I decided not to mess with it.
Then you got the one-off stuff, like POF.
Yeah.
They make a 308 that is the same dimensional size as a AR-15 receiver.
Really?
Yeah, and it weighs like 7 pounds.
Wow. The
Yeah.
whole rifle or
The whole rifle.
upper?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought the upper was 7.
no, the whole rifle. Yeah, it's called the POF Revolution. It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I've ordered a couple magazines, so I've got those coming. I ordered them from Midway,
The FBI.
and they shipped them out the same day I ordered them. Like within a couple hours of ordering them, they shipped them out. So X Adams saying that upper receiver on sale for $69.99. That's probably what I was going to buy next, was the upper for it. And Bulldog was saying Willie Bulletman, rest in peace, Willie. Is all arrow precision, upper lower parts.
I've actually been meaning to just go buy, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 uppers. Stripped uppers, that is not. Yep.
Like stripped ones or full complete?
Yeah, just stripped ones. I don't have that kind of money to throw around on 5 or 6 complete uppers.
I've been looking everywhere for an A1 or an A2 upper receiver. Can't find them.
So hard. Yep.
They're like $400, $500 on Gunbroker.
It's ridiculous.
And they're beat to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I should probably sell my A1 upper now. It's a good time.
I have not. Bulldog sent some pictures. I haven't got them yet.
You can always join the Gilded and drop them in the Gorn channel.
Yep, and the you want to drop a link for that? There's also a link in the description for the Gilded, where you can share Gorn pictures or memes or just chit chat with everybody.
If those photos that Bulldog's sending you are for the builds that he's doing for Willie, those are some awesome looking builds.
And there's the link. Yeah, all your favorite YouTubers are in there. You go hassle them.
Let me. There we go. Yeah, no email yet. Oh, I won't read that out loud, but Sons of Liberty lowers.
Let's just say they're actual mil spec lowers. Right?
True
That's a
mil
good way to say it.
Ken Thompson's out there. Good evening, Ken. And Black Cat. Good morning. Must be getting ready to head out on the road.
I got a question for anyone in the audience. Does anyone know where you can find a A1 or a A2 receiver right now? Besides Gunbroker. Because they are sold out everywhere I've looked.
Oh, Honcho Fett's out there. Good evening, Honcho. He's saying can't beat the PSA Blem lowers, $59.99 all day. Excuse me.
Seems a little expensive for a Blem.
What's it saying? Barbecue's hiding one in his safe. I kind of wanted to do a Rainier build also, because it's another Washington company, Rainier Arms. I don't know if I ever will though. So DJ was kind enough to remind me to do all my look at my sheet, which I did not look at my sheet. We've done some of the stuff I'm supposed to do, but if you watch this in replay, go ahead and leave a comment. Anything we talk about, we can keep the conversation going. Anything you think we got right, you think we got wrong, or left out, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know you're out there listening. I think that's the last of the stuff I'm supposed to say.
I got a question.
Yep.
So Rainier Arms, would they sue you for copyright infringement if you named your company Tacoma Arms?
I don't think they could.
Because it's the same name. Tacoma and Rainier are the same name. It's the Indian word.
Yeah, but it's not specifically the same word.
But if I took like Springfield Armory and translated it into Indian, you think they'd sue me?
Or do like the Chinese do, just change a letter, Raynar arms.
Yeah. Is the exact same font.
Hacho said that built several AR rifles, pistols with those blends. Of course, I paid a lot less when I worked for PSA. Woods was asking, could you build a Washington gun rather than a arrow? I talked to all the other Washingtonians, and they were okay with it. Maybe.
I'm not sure I understand. So instead of arrow, it's just all Washington parts.
I think that's what he means.
Hmm.
And it says Tahoma. It means mother of all rivers. And for people outside of Washington, they won't care what Tahoma is.
So, Baron, have you checked Brownells recently for the A1 or A2 uppers?
Not today. Are they in stock?
I haven't looked. I figured you probably have checked there. I just wasn't sure how long ago that you did. But
Yeah.
I mean, I know every time I've ever looked, it seems like I've always struck out. So
Basically, all their retro build line.
Yep.
You couldn't build a complete rifle if you wanted to.
Yeah, I've tried to go through there and look, and I'm like, it's always sold out of crap. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't even like, oh, I want the green A1 furniture. Like, oh, you're gonna have to wait for the pistol grip. You can't
Mm-hmm.
can't even have all one color furniture at the moment. It's bad. It's been like that for a long time.
Yeah. I wish I had one squirreled away in the back of my safe, but I don't.
Have you ever heard of Luth AR? Luth AR?
That is where I bought my A1 upper from.
I just typed in A1 uppers. Oh, yeah, they're out of stock. Never mind.
Yep. When they were in stock, they had a limit of one per customer. So I got my one, and then they went out of stock. I was kicking myself.
Those jerks.
Should have bought one and sent it to every person I know and be like, hey, just mail me that.
Yeah.
If for some reason Luth AR is watching, I'm joking. I would never do that. Please give me an A1 upper.
But Guns and Barbecue would. If I had heard of them before this.
On Primary Tactical shows Blemish A1 upper receivers, $124.99. Click on buy the product. It takes you over to Brownells, which doesn't have it.
Doesn't have them, yeah. That was an affiliate link now. So if you ever buy anything from Brownells and you don't clear your cookies, they'll get some money. So the link worked. You just didn't realize it.
Oh my God.
They got you.
Son of a gun.
Fulton Armory does have rifles you can build in stock, but you got to build the entire rifle with them. So it'd be like $2,500.
I hear there's supposed to be some really good rifles, but I could think of some better rifles to get for that money.
Yeah, I want to do them weird stuff with A1 uppers, like build a 9mm pistol with one, stuff like that. So I wouldn't even use the parts if I bought through them. I just need the receiver. back ordered. Yeah, I'm seeing everything's back ordered.
Anyone know where I can get an 80% 1911 frame right now, and just the frame, nothing else?
What's the name of the company that was getting screwed over by the ATF?
JSD.
They have them.
Yeah, I looked. They said that it sold out.
Oh, it is? It was
Mm-hmm.
in stock earlier today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that has the Picatinny rail on it?
Yep.
Yeah, it because everything else shows that it sold out except for that. And then when you click on it, it's like, hey, give us your email, and when this comes back, it becomes available again, we'll let you know.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, which annoys the crap out of me, because why is everything else already show out of stock, and then that one makes it look like it's still available until you click on it, and it does that. I was
They're
like,
probably
"You son
doing
of a
that to fuck with the ATF. So the agent's like, oh, they're selling them again. Quick, get them. No, they're not. I used to know someone that had some of those, but he doesn't have them anymore.
There, I deleted my cookie, so screw them. So, I'm checking my mail. Bulldog. I've got one from XL.
Can I drop a link to a 80% company, or is that a no?
You can toss it in the side chat.
Private chat it is.
Also, can you toss over the Gilded link over there? Because, like, 5 minutes ago, I finally went and signed up for Gilded. Finally.
Yeah.
I've only meant to do it for like a month.
Yeah, and you'll be able to get the show links in there too.
There's the Gilded and there's the 80%. They even got bob-tailed 1911 frames.
Yeah, no email from Bulldog. Oh.
He did join the Gilded server, but I do not see that he's posted. Yeah. We feel your pain.
It'll be interesting.
No in Washington now.
Be interesting to see with the Bruin and the EPA rulings how this all shakes out for Washington. Well, for all the states.
Theoretically, the EPA ruling won't affect Washington.
I guess you're right.
Because all the stuff we've done, they've passed through the legislation.
Yeah.
So it would need to be the Bruin.
Yeah.
Unless it's like ATF level laws we're talking about. I'm so tempted to get a 1911 38 Super. Just because people hate it.
I think we've discussed that before, where what caliber is permittable for 1911s.
Mm-hmm.
45, 10 millimeter, and 38 super.
What about their little brothers? 40
Oh,
cal,
the
9 millimeter.
No,
No.
no.
Nope.
What's the matter with you?
There's a brand new 1911 out that takes Glock 43X mags,
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
15 plus 1 rounds of 9 millimeter, and it's no thicker than a single stack.
Here's a picture that X Adam sent in. Was this X Adam? Thought it was. It says Bark at the Moon. So we're gonna say this is X Adam, because I can't remember who it was. Oh, this was Ozzy. Sorry, X Adam also sent one in. So it's from Ozzy.
I like that.
M&P Sport 2. He's got all the stuff on it.
No, he doesn't have a kitchen sink.
He's got some patches down here. Let's see what patches he's got down here. FU Media, Glocktober, some of the stripper clips. Gun Tube, Obnoxious One. FU Media, Glocktober, some of the stripper clips. Budget Guns and Gear. Gun Channels, Every Second Matters, Every Second Guns and Gadgets, Liberty Doll, and forget what the CC is, like CCDL, CC, something or other over there.
That one that's in the shape of the state of Connecticut?
Yeah.
The Good Citizens Defense League.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a FUD patch down here on the very bottom. Can't quite see. Another gun tube.
What's the deal with barbecue? Is he still in here?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still here. You want me to get rid of him?
Hold on. Get rid of him? Get rid of him? Or are you just need to yeah.
I was just screwing around.
I'm over it, looking at 1911 frames.
There's a link in the internal chat.
Sweet.
Yeah, they got quite a variety, don't they? The funny thing, like where they say, "Oh, this one's 38 super, this one's 9 millimeter." The frames are the same. It's just how the ramp is cut. It's like the 45 slide is the 45 frame is the same as the 38 super frame, and the 9 millimeter frame is the exact same as the 10 millimeter.
So X Adam sent in a couple pictures, but they came in upside down. So give me a second while I get them flipped around.
Your server's all different now. What do you have to put your pictures over here? Where do the pictures go?
They're in for the Gorn.
Yeah.
They're in the armory. It's the one with my profile pic. It's this.
And then in the
third
Gorn one, not the Gorn chat, though. Just the regular Gorn one.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing upside down in there.
No,
he
they were
emailed
emailed. They were emailed
okay.
to me.
Okay.
So I saved them. So like, oh, they're there. I gotta find where I put them. So talk amongst yourself while I do this.
Is barbecue still in here? Barbecue from Pennsylvania?
Yep.
What's the deal with Canva? You ever use that program anymore?
I use it all the time.
So I invited you to join my group on Canva. I got snubbed.
Well, no, I clicked on the email to do that, and then it's like you need to log in. But I was like, I am logged in, so I don't know what's going on with it.
I don't know how to do it either. I was just seeing if you knew how to do that or whatever.
No idea. Like I didn't even know that was an option. Then I saw it in the email. I was like, oh, that's cool. And
Yeah, they
then
can let us share stuff in there, right?
I would imagine.
Do you pay for that, or you get it for free?
No, I pay like $13 a month for it.
Okay.
So this was the picture sent in by X Adam 1, his 458 SOCON.
There you go.
It's kind of interesting handguard.
I like the 10-round magazine. Wish I had some.
I think the ones I ordered were 5-round.
Wink, wink.
And there's one more picture of that here. Just a second.
Watch me get you arrested by being an asshole. On a live.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's up close the bullets. The chunky boys. Ah. It's Odinworks. He's got a. There we can get way in there. Odinworks.
It's a nice rifle.
It was.
Now, one would assume that if I were to get a 1911 frame that says that it's for 40 Smith & Wesson, I should be able to just make a 10 millimeter, right?
Yep. Or
That's
a
what I would
9. Yeah.
Well,
Or 357 SIG. They're the
why
exact
do you
same
allow
frame.
this kind of negativity on your show?
What's that?
What? Those calibers?
The 9 millimeter thing, like,
I like diversity in 1911s.
Well, that's a Uncle Jim who's out there. Said nothing wrong with the Commander 9 millimeter. What are you girls talking about?
but
And the Cancer Mouse. Ting Ting's out there.
yeah, that site has a ton of bobtails on it, which my problem is I can't get a bobtail because the grips I'm going to put on it are those ones that Daniel made. So it's kind of, I mean, I guess I could file down aluminum grips, but why the heck would I do that to super awesome custom grips like that?
So are you getting a rail or standard?
With the one I just found, I think I'm going to get one with a rail. It's kind of sweet looking.
Yeah, actually, I remember buying from them years ago. I ordered a 45 frame, and they sent me the 9 millimeter one. And I didn't build it for a long time. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, they sent me the wrong one. But they did it like a year ago. I didn't even contact them. I was like, they're not going to believe me.
Yeah. By the way, I bought this a year ago. And just
I finally looked at it. Wonder how many people do that, though. Just buy them and never build them.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I do AR lowers. I normally go into Tamarack. I'm like, hey, order me like 5 of these. And then over the next year, 2 years, however long I take to build 5 ARs,
Now, there's a revolver.
Not bad.
How come so many of these handguns that are photographed seem to be caught in the act of writing something?
I wanted to advertise that website. You go adopt a gun before it gets junked. Everygunpart.com. They do not sell firearms, so should be okay linking to them.
Oops. Did not mean to do that. Hold on.
Top left on your desktop. Big yellow icon.
Well, I know, but it used to be in my down in the bar.
Oh.
I closed it out because I did it wrong. There we go. What I meant to do was that.
I think you can use your arrow keys and go from one picture to the next.
There aren't any arrow keys. Oh,
On your
my
keyboard?
on the keyboard. I was looking for them on the picture.
Yeah, it works.
So that site
There.
has a little. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I can back up. This one? Or what are you talking about?
It's my fault. I was off looking at the 1911 frames, and I just jumped over
Oh.
and started talking. And I was like, "Oh, you're looking at stuff." My fault.
Oh, you know what? I might be sending it to a different email address than you use for Canva. So when you try to connect with that email that I sent it to, you know what I mean? It's going, who are you?
Maybe.
Oops. I thought it was puppy pictures.
I'll allow it.
But so looking at those 1911 frames,
on that rock.
nice. But yeah, look at those 1911 frames. They have them listed as 40 Smith & Wesson, and then there's another one listed as 10 millimeter.
Yeah, and they're the exact same.
That's what I figured, you know.
They only make one.
Do they put the caliber on it? They might have it roll marked or whatever.
Nope, they're not marked. The only difference is the cut for the barrel ramp. It'll either be unramped like a 45, or it'll be full ramp like a 9mm and a 10mm. That's the only difference. I really don't know why they do that. Maybe just to make it look like you're getting quote unquote the right frame, and then they send you the wrong one anyway.
Maybe. Those goofy sons of guns. Although with the prices of these, I feel like I'm going to end up doing a couple at once.
I guarantee the second one will be better than the first. That's the way it works. That's a heck of a flashlight.
Yeah, that was more to just troll C4 Defense because he likes the sticky out flashlights. So there's a standoff on his guns.
That's
The
very awesome.
nice thing about using a mag light is you can always just, you got that spot. So that's pretty much where your rounds are going to go.
Who sent this?
That's mine.
Oh, well, that explains a lot. You're my hero.
I will say that the Maglite, that one I've had for 10 years plus, and it's been one of the only flashlights that have lasted. That one's the LED version, and before that I had the regular one with the regular bulb. But when you drop those, you break the bulb.
Looks like Maverick's got the same setup going on down there. Pretty cool. You can put a picture within a picture and gild it.
But yeah, so I just slap that together just to kind of troll
Speaking of trolling,
Sarge.
Here's a Makita cordless hole punch.
I will say that builds like this, where they're guns that look like things that aren't guns. Before I was a dad, those are awesome, cool. After I became a dad, they're still awesome, cool, but I wouldn't have one in the house.
If it helps, it's an airsoft gun.
I thought it was maybe like a 22.
No, airsoft.
And that's the lower I bought for the build.
Does that one have the threaded bolt catch,
Yeah.
bolt release? I hate when you buy one of those and then it doesn't include it. Then I'm looking up YouTube videos on how to make one out of a bolt or a nut or something. Not a nut, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I ended up JB welding a pin in there. I was like, fuck it, I'm never taking this out. It works.
That's artsy.
Yeah, I'm lonely. I need an A2 upper. It's getting to me. I mean, who would have thought you couldn't find a A2 upper if you wanted to? I never would have thought that.
That's my little Bond arms.
The muzzle blast on that thing is insane.
Well, that's because it's only chamber. There's
Yep.
it's basically no barrel. That's pretty.
So that's a commemorative edition for ranches? What would that be? Anyone know?
What?
It's a Colt commemorative model for what? Some looks like ranch. What do you call those?
Oh,
Brands.
brand.
Yeah.
You can't read it.
It's got a bunch of fours on it. So 44, either W or double V, a V, and another four.
An R.
That's JR. JR Ewing. Is that what it is? The JR Ewing commemorative Colt. And my lowly Taurus.
How'd you do those grips? You just drill a hole and epoxy them in?
Yeah, just a Fosner bit to make a flat bottom. Epoxy them in. On an R&L display. And that's the last of that. We did get another email. Excuse me. Close that out and get back to.
Then I guess we can go through the memes. That'll be interesting. Should we pre-screen them?
Can you pull those up?
Baron, I threw a link in the back for you.
And this is from Ozzy Osbourne.
That's pretty nice. If I didn't live in Washington, I'd be getting it.
I like the blue on the grips. And unfortunately, I never got the emails from Bulldog. Oh.
Did you check your junk folder?
Yeah. There's nothing. So sorry. Just going through and double checking. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
But let me say a quick hello to Mike McClune, who likes butter. Oh, his triggers like butter. I thought he's just touting the fact he likes butter. I think that gets us caught up on everybody out there. Ozzy's saying it's 10 millimeter 1911 and a Baby Rock 380 ACP. Wearing those pictures.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Baron.
Oh, with the meme? Should I
Yeah.
read these?
It's a lot of reading.
Yeah, sorry, Par. Too long. Might be copyright. What do you think?
I don't think we'll get it. It'll be fine.
Guy threw a paper airplane from like the nosebleed section.
This was incredible.
That kind of stuff is reckless, and that's why they shouldn't make paper in reams of like 100 pages. Should only get 5 pages at a time to prevent things like this.
Assault paper.
Yeah, he
airplane.
completed a 80% airplane in the
And look,
stadium.
he showed how to work it. Yeah, well, this going
Gotta arrest that guy.
Every single public gathering, this is going to happen. And trees just grow on trees. Come on, paper just grows on trees. I mean,
I'm
come
gonna
on.
put somebody's eye out.
This one took me a minute. I didn't get it at first.
Nobody gets it.
Yep. They don't know I have a loaded pistol aimed at my cock right now. What else we got? Sitting on the toilet the morning after binge drinking a dirty 30 and eating 47.32 worth of Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supremes. That looks uncomfortable.
$48 worth of Crunchwrap Supremes. That would be a little much.
Do you think his brain is currently bleeding or will be bleeding?
He's
I can
probably-
imagine he passes out after doing that.
I'm just impressed that he has no neck.
Right? It's converted into leg muscle to lift that.
Yeah. Just one giant blob.
It's MODOK from Marvel Comics. Each year in the USA, 16 people are attacked by sharks and 6,000 by goats. We don't need Shark Week, we need Goat Week. How many people are killed by goats, though?
But sharks have assault teeth.
Yeah, they do. High capacity teeth.
They're belt fed, basically.
Yep.
Oh my
And they
god!
have that-
Sharks, first off, sharks can't even move their head side to side. So all you got to do is swim in a circular motion around their head, and they can't even see. And then you just punch them a bunch of times in the gills, and they swim away.
But
It's
they
like
got that
punching
fin
somebody
thing
in
that
the
goes up.
lung. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Sharks are easy to deal with. You can thwart them.
Mansplaining the statue.
I love that picture.
Pretty good.
I'd bet
Pretty
money
healthy.
that's
Awesome.
like some guy beating his wife at the university and they commemorated it, right? Because they donated or something.
What did you say? You met his wife at the university?
Yeah. You ever seen that?
I guess so.
Like they name a tree after a couple that met at a school.
I
Something like
met
that,
my
or
wife
have
at
it
a
a bench.
school.
Yep.
I'm wondering what course he's explaining to her.
Probably math.
Probably one of the sciences or something
Yeah.
with numbers in it. Yeah.
Bullpup
He's like,
owners
"Well-"
on their way to explain how nice their triggers is. Spelling's hard,
Yeah.
people.
Ain't that the friggin' truth?
How do you think they did that? Is there a dude inside the car, like dressed up as a seat?
That's in Europe. I think they just have magnets under the roads.
Everything's on tracks.
They're not allowed to drive themselves. They don't have steering wheels. It's kind of
Yeah,
like stock cars, except they can crash.
I watched kind of like a behind the scenes on that. There's a stunt driver in the car.
Dressed up as a seat.
Yeah. Something like that.
What was the first major news story you remember as a child? Guess we can go through the panel.
Vietnam.
Though I'm not sure. The only thing that stood out was Reagan being shot.
I don't barely remember that. I remember the space shuttle for a lot, but Vietnam back in the olden days.
Man, I want to say something other than this, but this is the only thing that's really jumping out at me. It'd be 9/11.
Yeah, that one's burned into my brain too.
But literally, I mean, sitting there in class in 6th grade, and one teacher comes over, and the other teacher runs and turns on the TV. Then you're just watching people jump out of a building. You're like, holy cow!
Yeah, my first class that day was current events. We had to take notes, and it was live on TV. We were taking notes. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? 6th grade, also.
Nice.
Sorry,
Klaus.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say it cracks me up that college students sit here like, we need a safe space. I'm like, I watched people jump to their deaths when I was in 6th grade, and we didn't, like, what the crap.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but
what the
they
crap?
didn't offer us.
It screwed up a whole generation. Yeah.
They didn't offer us
Definitely.
counseling or anything. They're just like,
Nope.
yeah, come back to school tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll talk about it again.
Oh, I woke up.
There was no such thing as counseling for that kind of stuff. There was no such thing as counseling before that. It wasn't like they stopped doing it for that, or they may have invented it after that.
I woke up and my clock alarm radio was on, and so I was kind of groggy, and I was hearing all this chatter, and I didn't know what was going on. So I texted a friend, said, "Hey, what's all this chatter about? What's going on?" And he goes, "Have you looked at the news?" I said, "No, I haven't got up yet." He goes, "Get up and look at the news," and then saw what was going on. And then I would sit up at night and watch the F-15s circle they came out of Spokane, but they would fly up around SeaTac and down, and you'd watch them, a pair of them, circling around in the sky.
Hey, what's a stonk? How did Gizzard get a stonk over on Gilded Stonk?
I don't know.
He's got stonks all over the place. It says in 1x stonk, get stonk. Oh, I can click on it.
Does Vanilla Ice committing copyright violations against Queen count as a major news story?
Well, no, because it was totally different. Because
that one extra note he claims is
yeah.
I forgot. But I mean, I think I was like 4 or 5 when that happened. So
You get them from inviting people to Gilded. So I'm not going to get them because I don't like saying, come over to my Gilded.
Like we do.
now, when I click that link, am I just automatically added?
No, it's weird. You got to get used to it. It's not like the other things. It's sort of better, and that means there's more to it. So it's hard to explain.
Yeah, this isn't how it works.
It's like if like we all said, hey, we're going to have our own fort or like our own like club, I guess, and then we're all going to just put them together. So as soon as you walk into somebody's server or guild, I guess, basically all rules are down. Like everybody can set them up their own way. So they're a little weird to get used to. Once you get used to it, though, then it's pretty interesting. But anyway, no, you can get invited to multiple rooms, and you'll have to invite those. Like you'll have to take those accept the invitations to each of those.
Yeah, you have to hit join at the top left.
And then once you're in them,
then you're in.
And then you can hang out and do whatever and see what's happening and stuff. Also, you got to change your icon because it's stupid right now. It's just a regular icon still.
So DJ, what's the first news article or first news story? Major one, you remember?
Something being reported by Walter Cronkite. I've been searching my mind for a story that would have stood out for my childhood, and I just don't recall.
The tough thing, trying to remember is, do I remember that from being a kid, or do I remember that
you should
after?
Remember?
Yeah. Like I said, Reagan was the only one I knew for sure that I remember from a kid, because I wrote him a letter saying I was sorry somebody shot him. And I got the form letter back, but I got a form letter. My friend who had written the president got a form postcard. So I liked my form letter better. I thought it was, it was larger. So it was more important. I wish I still had it. I don't know what happened to it.
Who'd you get it back from?
Reagan from the White House.
Cool.
Was ready to quit alcohol. Then I saw how happy it was to see me. How can I leave that smile? It's a pretty cute beer.
Uncle Jim is saying that he swam in the Sammamish when Bundy was there. The serial killer Bundy. I'm guessing that's who he means.
Come underneath the blanket. I got something to show you. Look, babe. Tritiums. My accountant, this inflation is hitting you hard. You're going to have to sell some of your guns. You're going to lose your home.
Sounds like we need a new accountant.
Yep. Girls be wearing Carhartt like they're blue collar. Taking pipe and laying pipe are two different things, Stephanie. I'm going to read all these, by the way. I
I
don't care.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Chickens have stopped crossing the road. Now they call on Uber. How do you pronounce that?
A girl sheep is a ewe.
Uber. Okay.
Yeah, that's a groaner.
Come on, Maverick. You can do better than that.
Come on.
I don't know how to describe it, but the peas are upside down. He has a point.
They are upside down.
Oh, you mean the picture? They
Yeah.
photoshopped them upside down or something?
Yeah, the shadow's all weird.
I remember eating food like that. I've ate food like that before.
Upside down food.
No, just
With weird
ass,
shadows?
boring American food like that.
Yeah. There are no happy endings. Life is an uninterrupted series of humiliating failures. Wow, that one's dark. Happy outlook on life. Moving on. This is absolutely ridiculous. Kids this young should never be allowed to play with cell phones. I completely agree.
They put 9mm in there that absorbs so much of bullshit.
And that's me last Sunday, right at the end of the show. Literally, that's basically what happened. I muted my mic. I turned my webcam on. Yeah. This one will be hard. Did you know Mortal Kombat is actually based on an old Scandinavian church song? Wait, really? Yes, a Finnish hymn.
Another groaner.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
tough.
Maverick.
Here's a pro tip. If you look at any Seinfeld picture on Instagram ever for the rest of your life, they're going to cram Seinfeld pictures at you.
This is why you check your hearing protection before you put it on.
I had a giant black widow. You want to see a giant black widow? I got a giant black widow in the backyard.
Sure.
I'll go grab it.
My underwear watching me buy 3 crates of 762 surplus on sale. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. Wife, have you seen the dog bowl? Me. I didn't know he could.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah. May God forgive you, but I won't. I don't see the joke. It looks pretty serious.
Yeah, I didn't quite get it either. I don't know. I kind of like this one where everybody just kept adding on to it. Probably be a little better if you could hear it, but
Fun fact, humans are deuterosomes, which means that they are developed in the womb. When they develop in the womb, the anus forms before any other opening, which basically means at one point you were nothing but an asshole. Some people never develop beyond that stage. I think he's calling me an asshole. What do you think? G-Webs, you ready?
Or it's sitting here. I don't think he cares. Can you see it here? It's right here.
yeah.
Yep. That's a Black Widow.
It doesn't have its red mark, but yeah, it's Black Widow.
I think most of them
Maybe
don't
it's a bully.
have the red mark.
Oh, almost all of them do. I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen one. I was almost like, is this Black Widow? Most of my spiders nowadays are white. So I don't know. I mean, it could not be a Black Widow, but everything else looks like a Black
It
Widow.
looks like one because there's a percentage of them I know that don't have the markings, and I thought it was more don't than do, but I could have it back.
Is it? I mean, maybe I don't get that many. This is, I don't know, maybe 10 or something living here. So this is a pretty decent size of one, though.
Yeah, that's it's bigger than any of the ones I've seen.
I mean, it's Arizona, so we get big ones. Look at this big giant moth. I hate these wings, so I put it in here with Black Widow.
Let them fight.
Basically, the moth flies all around. It's pretty much dead now. But you know, when a moth does what a moth does, it hit this Black Widow like 100 times. So if this Black Widow wanted to kill this thing, it would have. It just, well, maybe it did, but I think it just died from being a freaking moth.
I've got the Mothra sound on my phone that Mothra makes.
Should we play it and see if it scares the spider?
That's my text alert. Is Mothra. Used to be Godzilla, but it was a little too much.
So you guys said that there's a join button in the top left hand corner.
Yep.
It like literally says join.
Yeah.
All right, this thing doesn't like me then.
Might need to be logged in.
Yep, I am.
The cashier, when I pressed no tip after all they did was spin the iPad around. You guys tip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tip at servers and whatnot, but usually not the cashiers. It kind of depends on the cashier.
I only tip when I pity them and they bring me ranch and a sandwich.
It's not like the olden days. I wouldn't expect to only tip above and beyond. So I also look at it, if you're going back to a place, then it's ridiculous to play some kind of weird game with tipping. Like the weird game should be like tip a lot so that they remember you. I mean, I guess if you're traveling and you're never going to be there again, it's just karma. But
yep,
I think reality tipping's a strategy. And if you want people to give a crap about what you're going to be putting in your mouth, like, I like tipping. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't mind. I don't mind tipping.
I've heard before from somebody who used to be a server that the tips, the original name for tips, it's short for to ensure prompt service. It's what tips meant. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I think that's an acronym or whatever people use for it. But exactly, like, here's how I was told when I was a little kid. Like, if there's a restaurant with, the waitress or whoever, number one, they don't get paid. So back in the day, you paid waitresses that way. So everyone was tipping. The amount of tip, though, was, you got the waitress with, 5 tables, 10 tables, some number of tables. What are you going to be? The table that she remembers and cares about, or the table that she also has to deal with? You want to be the one that's at the top of the list. So you just pay for that service. And if you're never going to be there again, who cares? But if if you're going to someplace every Saturday, then yeah.
If you get bad service and you want them to know, leave a small tip. If you don't tip, then they might think you forgot. But if you leave a small tip, then they'll understand you weren't happy.
Yeah, I had a waitress. I'd go in once a year and she'd know my name every time. I don't know how they do that.
You're on a list.
Yeah, probably. That was my FBI agent. Side hustle.
This one's going to be good. She's so hot. Is she saying stuff? We can't hear any of this.
Yeah,
you can't hear it?
You didn't
No,
share
we
the
don't.
audio.
Oh, my bad. I can hear everything. Basically, a reporter asked her if her husband shares stocks in a company that was doing business with the government, and she's like, I'm not answering. Then she splits.
She's like, oh, of course not. And then she pushes the microphone down into the table. like,
Yeah.
okay, lady.
If you keep your AC any higher than 75, please don't invite me to your terrarium, you lizard. I wish my AC could keep my house below 75. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, I'm loving the heat pump. It's downstairs. I had it set real low just because it was upper 90s past few days. That way, try and get it, in the evenings, get it cool down as so it doesn't start out hot. So right now it's 71 degrees in there. It's not.
Yeah, I'm running 4 AC units, and I'm barely keeping it at 80 degrees.
It's crazy. I don't know why they don't just. Why don't they should just dig holes? All you got to do is dig holes. Once you get down like 6 feet or something, it's 72 degrees. Period. At least on the planet Earth. So we should be just digging holes, putting water down there, moving a saline solution through it, or just saline solution, salt and water through plastic pipes, run through the floor, same temperature all year round, and we don't even have to barely. I don't know why nobody's talking about that. That doesn't cost nothing. You can retro most places with it.
It's the geothermal stuff. It works really well. It's just expensive to do.
It's expensive if nobody plays around with it. It's like everything. It's definitely doing something like that would not only encourage small businesses for all the contractors that do it, but then it would get everybody's houses with a solar pump. Like anywhere in the country, a solar pump would allow that system to flow. So it would be completely self-contained effectively. And that would keep everyone's house 90% closer to where they want it. And they would barely bump their air conditioners, barely bump their heaters.
There was housing development, I think it was in Texas, where the neighborhood, when they built all the houses, they built in the geothermal system to feed all the houses.
It's ridiculous. They cut sewers, they cut everything else, and it's just they cut electric in a lot of places, and they could be cutting the same thing. They could cut a big cooling pipe and just let people run that blue curly plastic pipe now. You don't have to get PVC pipe. You can get this blue flexible curly pipe. You just run some blue flexible curly pipe out to the city's water pipes and run it around there a few times. Tell me the city's water pipes underground are more than 70 degrees? It's bullshit. So we've got a million ways you can do it. In fact, you could just shove a water thing that goes in and out, just a heat displacer down into city water lines and pull heat from the city water lines, or add heat to the city water lines technically, but there's lots of ways we could get rid of it. They're just playing with giant games the same way they play with guns at fuels. Tell me how Mercury got a bunch of, the planet Mercury. Be my very little, right? My, what is it?
No idea.
What am I trying to say? Anyway, second planet from the Earth. Venus, full of mercury, has oceans of mercury. How did that happen without dinosaurs? So if we've got fuel that comes from the natural tendency of the giant planet with magma and all this stuff to create fluid, then that's what they're pulling out, and they don't want they don't want us to be playing with that because it's non-ending. It's it's endless. They don't want us to keep using it, and if they don't believe it's not endless, then they think that, if they agree that it's endless, it's non-renewable, it's going to last forever, then they get mad that it's going to create carbon emissions and stuff. They yell about that. Yeah, I guess I'm going off on a tangent, but they could be doing a lot of stuff to do stuff, and instead to actually eliminate issues, but instead they're fighting about the one fuel. That's all I'm getting at.
What was the question about Mercury? I'm sorry.
I was trying to remember what the order of the planets are. My mother just brought us 9
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto. But Pluto is actually a dwarf planet now because scientists suck.
Barbecue's a space nerd.
My very eager mother just brought us 9 pizzas. So that's how I remembered it. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So my very eager mother just brought us 9 pizzas. So that's what I was trying to remember. So Venus, second planet from the sun, it's basically got a methane atmosphere. So they go, on Earth, science says methane comes from dinosaurs dying and farting and burping and stuff. So how does it happen on Venus?
It's believed that Venus actually had a atmosphere very similar to ours, but with its close proximity to the sun, it ended up having a runaway greenhouse effect, and then that coupled with acid rain, things like that, that's in the atmosphere now, they believe like methane rain. It's kind of gnarly.
I don't believe any of that.
What,
This is a good one.
70s or
Actual
80s,
chance of dying in quicksand. And it's like some astronomical number. Chance of dying in quicksand in every 70s kid's mind, 93.8%.
Well, first off, that's fake because you can totally die in quicksand, like everywhere. Like a pipe can break and you get quicksand. Like we had quicksand when I was a kid all the time. Quick mud. But it does happen a lot.
Just
in
the odds of dying.
Era show.
Doesn't say the likelihood of encountering, it's the likelihood of dying from it.
Who knows what movie that picture's from?
I can't tell.
Blazing Saddles.
Yep.
Oh, I'm surprised I've never seen that movie. I'll like it.
They say Looney Tunes made me deathly afraid of quicksand.
I'm just saying, when you're walking along and your foot goes in and you don't get a shoe out, you're just lost a shoe. You're like, okay, I understand quicksand. Like I could see that being a thing.
One time I was hunting, we were pushing the swamp, and I knew where I was walking. There were some sketchy areas, so I'm going along, and every once in a while I'd feel the ground, and I was like, oh, this could be bad. And the one area I got to, I was pushing around with my foot. I was like, oh, this seems fine. And I keep walking, and then got to this other area. I'm like, oh, no, this feels fine too. And I took a step, and I immediately sank to my hip.
Good night, Ken. I've done that too.
Out in the sound.
No, it was a ditch. One of our dogs got loose and then got down in the mud. And so I went down to get her out of it and ended up, thigh high in the mud.
This is a dirty joke. Men, if you're over 50, leave young girls alone and find a woman who understands the signs of a stroke.
DJ.
Is that one meant for DJ? DJ might be gone.
Yeah, I just know the symptoms of a stroke myself. But I'll call in case I need somebody.
Did you hear about this? California couple left bikes in yard to lure thieves, beat them with bats, and posted videos on YouTube.
And they're not the only ones to do that. After seeing that, I went ahead and tried to look up that specific couple. Couldn't find them, but found a whole lot of others. Same gig. That and gas cans.
I like the ones where they cut the bicycle frame and just tie a rope to it, and the thieves just run up and grab the bike because they're like, oh, this bike's just laying here. So they're not paying attention to anything. And then all of a sudden the rope that's tied to a tree runs out of slack, and the bike just basically explodes in half because of the sudden stop.
That's funny.
Oh, it's great.
I've seen ones where, like the taser in the seat.
Oh, those are good too.
And then loosening the handlebars and then putting soap on the grips so it's all slippery and you can't control it.
I like the one where they loosen the handlebars because I remember seeing one where the guy's going downhill when they did that. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
What's up with the top right? You all see that, right?
I didn't quite get it.
Dick.
What's up with the human being in that photo? Are they real?
don't think so.
They look like they're melting.
Or are they human beings?
Well, most of these things like this, I mean, this one is probably fake or whatever, but most of the time when they put these capture things up, it's you're teaching AI at this point. So you're teaching, the AI. Well, you're either teaching the AI how to recognize stuff, or you're giving the AI feedback on something it created. So those might all just be AI created images, and you're giving it feedback on which one you think looks like a cat.
Gotcha.
That's what I read years ago. Article on the CAPTCHA. When you click on the pictures, what's the picture with a street sign or crosswalk. That was to teach Google Maps how to recognize those things.
Uvalde police criticize Indiana mall armed citizen for not waiting around outside for an hour. Yeah.
Back in the day when CAPTCHAs were just words, that was when Google was reading every single book on the planet. They've already accomplished that, all the way down to the scrolls and stuff from churches and stuff.
Oh, here's a good one. That's from, 2 weeks ago? 9 days ago.
That's what it looks like over on Discord.
Somehow it skipped that. Yeah, that's the overnight Discord server.
Well, we burned her down.
That's what's left. Just a husk. It's a dead URL. That's all that's left. Texting and driving fatalities in 1960. 0. Every state. Look at that.
Yeah, in 1960, there was definitely one for the road. In fact, they'd be like, here, take a 6-pack if you're driving along. I would definitely remember people taking like drinks in the car, like mixed drinks in the car.
And kids in the back of the station wagon.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
in the pickup
asleep.
truck.
We'd be like asleep back there. Like you'd hear the ice and the glasses like clink, clink, clink.
The moment you realize why you need a 30-round magazine, you're getting attacked by what?
Oh shit, you're gonna put
40
that on,
rabbits.
Sharon, listening to this chat, watching this chat potentially. It's risky.
What type of rabbits are those, Foz?
Don't know.
They got red eyes, so they obviously came out of a lab, right? Or
What
they're
are they
demonic.
called? What was the one from Monty Python? What do they call that rabbit?
I don't remember. Somebody in the audience must remember. Oh, 22 bounces around, gets lodged in the lung. 9mm blowing out a lung. 45 ACP sending you to the shadow realm. 10mm racing you from existence. 50 AE causing the heat death of the universe.
It's called the rabbit from Canterbog. I don't know how to read this.
Yeah, isn't this funny? You can buy M2 carbine parts, but they're throwing CRS in jail, or they're trying to. Prison. I thought that was funny. Well, it's not really funny for him, but what's the word? Ironic? It's what they
Yes.
care about. Did he use a 1911 Alvin York, or did he use a Luger? I've heard it both ways.
I don't know.
I've heard he used a 1903 Springfield and 1911, and I've heard that he used a 1917 and a Luger.
'Cause I had always remembered it being a rifle. So, but I don't I don't know.
Oh, you remember that? You remember this? You go get yoy. How do you say this? Foss, help me out here. I'm brain dead at the moment.
Probably just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, a crate of Mosins and ammo, and you can arm like 30 people and shit hit the fan. Do you remember when people were saying that? Like, oh, you need to get a Mosin for end of the world survival gun.
Because they were cheap.
Yeah, then there's two guys. Holy shit, bro, I just smoked 30 guys trying to get their Mosins to cycle. That's about how it would go. They still got the Cosmoline all on them. Gee, what do you think of this one?
Oh, I can't read these.
So it's a girl holding a 28-inch barreled 12 gauge, and there's a guy saying, "Hey, somebody can grab the barrel and get control of your weapon." So then she just hacks the barrel off.
So from a show or something?
Yeah,
I hope he married
TV
her.
show. Do you think she paid her tax stamp?
Of course.
Yeah. How many shirts will stop a bullet? And it's posted in Why Women Live Longer. Is that like the Paul Harrell version of Bulletproof Armor? It's the fleece bullet stop.
New and
It's a
improved
shirt.
fleece backstop.
I've seen a thing before, and you can't put on that many shirts. Like, there's some limit of how many shirts you can put on because then it starts to kill you. Like, I remember seeing a thing about this.
To all my fellow 2A enthusiasts, we have started a secret militia training camp. Look for facilities called gyms. When you enter, tell the employees to give you a membership. Show up every day and do cardio and strength training. One of our agents will contact you.
If you want to avoid the gym membership, just come to Guns and Barbecue's house and help me with yard work.
There you
I've
go.
got plenty of it to do still.
Free training.
Mhm.
If you work hard enough, I'm confident you'll make a mark in the world. Years later, he's sitting in traffic with a cracked window and a shitty car. That one. Yep.
See, this was a GIF. She jiggles, but it's not jiggling.
Huh.
Oh,
If I go back and forth, does it jiggle? No. The ATF agent, when they thought their nods would help them after cutting the power, but I hit them with a 15,000 lumen marine grade flare gun. It's a pretty good reason to have a flare gun, isn't it? If you're doing sketchy shit.
yeah, it seemed like it.
Oh, there's sound with that one, but you can't hear the sound.
Well, no sound today.
It's I did that one. I added the from Star Wars, Uncle Owen. This one has
This
a bad
R2 unit has a
motivator.
bad motivator.
Look.
What else we got? Oh, we watched that. Oh, here it is. It's one of those high capacity clips. Some pesky weapons of war. How many people get killed by M1s every year?
That's not a weapon of war.
Like one? One person? He gets
Probably whoever.
lethal M1 thumb.
Whoever does that and it blew up.
That's archaic. It's a clunky old weapon. It's rusty.
Oh yeah, it's a relic. Belongs in a museum. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Me watching the ATF agents reload after they mag dump into my stuffed dog. I guess it's a good reason to have wallpaper, right? You can blend in. What is this? Yeah. We done with memes yet?
Probably.
Yeah. We need to see the Willy Bullet Man gun.
Yeah, I've got it here. Oh, you got it too. You can show
I
it.
am fast. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I
3
really
pound
like
trigger.
it.
What's with the robot finger on the trigger? Is that some kind of robot trigger puller?
He's doing the trigger weight.
Has it set up to 3 rounds every 2 seconds, or 3 rounds every 2/10 of a second? That's how you gauge the murder rate.
Is Bulldog out there? How does one participate in this raiser of funds?
He might have gone to bed.
You might have.
We took too long with memes. My fault. I'm brain dead tonight.
Oh, there's some kind of auction or something.
What's that say?
It says
Willy-
Willy Bullet Man on the
Oh, nice.
ejection
Dust cover.
dust cover. £2 trigger. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's almost
Don't breathe.
dangerous. Watch out with that.
I may or may not have done a trigger job for a buddy of mine on his new bottle Blackhawk. It might have a 1.5 pound trigger now.
Yay.
Yeah, he wanted it lighter. I was like, no, I refuse to go any lighter with this.
I like the A1 handguard. I'm a big fan.
I do too. Well, I really, really like this build.
Is it a 20?
I think so.
Does it have the old 3-prong? Looks like it.
All it needs is a Starlight scope and you're set.
So is this more than one lower? Because it looks, this is not a A2
He did 2
grip
builds.
or stock.
Looks like a polymer lower or something.
20 inch. So it looks like an A1 style and then a lower.
He says 2 guns.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, they're both arrow. Well, I think this. GearWebsites.com for your two-way related patches, t-shirts, stickers, and other sundries. Can you drop a link for that, somebody, in the chat?
We're all about 3D prints now, too.
Oh, 3D prints. And you can probably work out if there's something you want printed, get a hold of him and maybe get something printed that you want printed. Work something out with him. Thank you, DJ.
I'm slipping. I was grabbing links for people. I just didn't have that one.
So Bulldog saying if you go to the Georgia Shooting Connection chat from this past Friday, all the information is there in the banner for the Willie Bullet Man.
Bulldog, I'm not trying to get special treatment, but totally trying to get special treatment. Trying to read those tiny banners, absolute nightmare for me. Literally, I've got to try and screenshot the banner as it's scrolling, and then hopefully I was able to get it where it's not blurred, because screenshot is weird for me on my phone, and then try and blow it up and try and read it, but then it's a scrolling thing, so I gotta try and catch it in its little bits and segments here and there. Pretty nightmare.
So for anyone else who can see, here's a link to the video he's talking about, the Georgia Shooting Connection.
Nice.
So barbecue, since you were talking, anything you want to plug?
Got a show tomorrow night. We'll do some stuff on there. We got a fun little format happening now. I streamed the hearings today with Daniel Defense, Ruger, and Smith & Wesson CEOs. That was kind of... There were some good nuggets in there, and then there were some other things that were just absolutely infuriating, such as one politician that claimed that in 1980, the firearms industry created the term assault weapon. My head almost exploded. Yeah. So if you didn't get to see that,
Who said that today?
I don't remember who it was. I'll have to
DJ
go back
still
in
there?
DJ,
Yes, but
I don't
I
think
don't
DJ was
recall.
in there then.
I can find it.
Did you see it happen?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but I can dig through the transcript for assault weapon.
I tried doing that on that other show I watched and it didn't have a transcript.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I watched some of it on your stream, barbecue. I didn't comment. I just was kind of
That's
lurking.
right.
And then watched some of the C&T Design and Arms played the replay on his chat. Caught some of it in that. But yeah, some of it was really, really frustrating to listen to.
yeah,
There's the option that they know exactly what they're doing, and this spins us off. People that know what they're saying is incorrect, and it spins us off to get all worried about it, and they know nobody cares. Or they don't really have any clue and they don't care. What do you think?
Well, a lot of it was just a show because like when the lady would ask the CEOs questions and then immediately reclaim her time so
I'd
they
like to
couldn't
reclaim
answer.
my time. I'd like
Yeah.
to reclaim my time.
You
No,
know
I
the
think
guy.
that's why I
answer
think
that I
that
want to hear. I'm reclaiming.
That's why I think that they're saying some of this intentionally, because they know that it gets said and no one's going to stand there and go, that's wrong. Because saying that the gun industry created assault weapon, that's heinous. Nazis invented it, and the antis brought it to this country and then used it since the 60s or whatever it was. That's messed up.
This is a guy that said that. Mr.
Okay. I've seen this
Kanan?
guy say
Nah.
bullshit before.
Kana? I'm not good with names.
He said a bunch of bad shit.
Mm,
Where's he from? New York?
I do not know. I can check him.
No, that guy
Check him
was
out, though.
awful. I think he was from, or no, he was from California. I'm pretty sure. But no, it
Yep.
was a female that had made that claim.
Oh, was?
Yeah.
I'm listening to it right now, and he's literally saying it.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
That
I can read it.
California.
He says assault weapon is a term that the industry actually created, which means semi-automatic weapons based on military designs and features. It's a term that actually the industry coined in 1980.
Oh, yep.
Right.
So I'm an idiot.
So this guy's from Palo Alto
Yeah.
area, Santa Clara, California. So
I don't think I said hello to the goddamn bacon, so I just want to say hello.
Bakerhead. And one
Sorry,
last
G.
thing to plug. August 2nd is the primaries in Kansas. And there's a super awesome lady that's actually now running for the state house in Kansas, and that's Rebecca Schmoy. So if you are so fortunate to have her on your ballot, because she'll be running for your district, I would say check her out. Maybe consider giving your vote, because Rebecca Schmoy is freaking awesome.
She's also on Instagram, so if you're on Instagram, you can follow her. She's got a few different accounts, but she does the 1MMAGC. See?
yep,
1 million moms against gun control.
Yep.
So if you're on Instagram, check her out.
She's also the Kansas State director for DC Project.
G Webs, anything you want to plug?
Thanks for the link and thanks for having the show.
Thank you for showing up. DJ, what you got?
On Saturday evening, I'd like to plug a show on the A Great Start Shooting School channel. Mental health awareness, suicide prevention, that sort of thing. Come over and check it out. Also on that same channel, later on today, as a matter of fact, Julie Galoob is going to be guest instructor interview number 4 on that channel. And if you don't mind, I'll drop a link to it.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. Link away. Baron, anything you want to plug?
Okay with the link.
I would like to plug the reason that meme reviews are edited and not live. A lot of dead air.
Well, it was the first time, so that's one of the best ways is to you implement whatever you're doing, find the failure points, and then you can fix it. You don't know where those failure points are until you do it.
Do not stay up for 26 hours and then do a live meme review reading for an hour. Noted.
It's all right. So if you guys don't have anything else, I'd just like to thank everybody who's out there in the side chat, those who commented and those who maybe didn't comment that were just listening. I appreciate you too. And those who watch this in replay, again, leave a comment. Let me know you were out there. And there's probably some other stuff I'm supposed to be saying, but doesn't come to mind. So I hope everybody has a good night.